Well, howdy, folks. Hey, welcome to another day of coffee and tools here, right? You know, I've got something else going on today. Always have different projects, different things happening, and I've got some fans and stuff running in here, so I will have to do the audio thing where I cut back a little bit. It makes my voice sound a little weird sometimes, but it's all I can do. Software is pretty good, but yeah, it's not perfect. Nothing ever is, so yeah. Got this workbench full of tools. No place to go. I can't even knock that workbench down and clean it off right now because those tools have no, I guess we'll say no home right now. So the next thing to do is to put some shelves up so we can put some stuff up on shelves so we can empty workshops, benches that I have in the garage so I can bring those benches out here and put them against the wall and start set up. Also, the solar corner over here is a real disaster because I've got the Vevor workbench roll around in there right now, but intentionally, that was never the idea. It wasn't the plan, and I don't really want that workbench there, but it was like, I need something there, so we're using that bench for the time being. I have other workbenches that I was looking at, and I'm also thinking about building a custom bench for that corner because of the odd size that it is, 43 inches or something. And yeah, most of all my workbenches are either 4 feet and or bigger. Yeah, and it's like, so number one thing today is shelf units. So I did a lot of shopping, a lot of research, and I got one in here, and we're going to try it, and we're going to see if this thing is as good as I hope it is. I really hope it works out good. It's a little bit longer. It's almost, I guess, 60 or 5 feet. It's almost 5 feet long. I think it's 20 or 24 inches deep. It holds about 3,000 pound capacity or more. Good, you know, all metal. Good. And this will help me to have a place to put things because right now, if I take even something off that bench, I'd have to throw it on the floor. There's just no place to put anything in here right now. And if I go back to the shop, same thing. Every workbench in that shop is covered with stuff. So, God, let's do the shelf assembly, and there will be a link provided in the description below where you can find that shelf at Amazon. Cool. Let's get it out of the box and start putting it together and see how bad it is. Yeah. Okay, I set the box over here because ideally I want the shelving right here inside this window. This is on the, I guess we'll call it the storage area, the work area for tools and benches and stuff will be down that way. Solar down that way. What's in front of this window right now? Nothing. I have no idea. I have no plan, for that. But ordered this because it's almost 5 feet long, which if you remember center to center, these are 5 feet. The problem is if you go high with your shelving, you can run into problems with these cross, I guess we'll call them, they're braces, right here. Now they're 5 feet apart too. So you want to make sure that you don't conflict with those things if you get any kind of tall shelving. This is not that tall, but it still could interfere with the shelving. Even if you're trying to put a large box or something up there, you might run into one of those. So like, yeah, you need it right about here. And this is where I can make a shelf and even change, like take some of this stuff and organize it onto the shelf for the time being, but also bring stuff over from my garage and get it into the shelves here, get the workbenches empty, get the workbenches on wheels, drag them up here, set them in place kind of thing. So that's cool. You know, it's like, that's what we'll be working on. But right now I want to show you the shelves. Let's see what this unit looks like. First off, it comes in a really big box. So we're gonna find a sharp knife and I'm gonna cut all this open so I can get into it. Well, I ripped the box open like I always do. I got the instructions out. There's quite a few pages to putting this little fella together, so I'm not real fussy on that, but yeah, assembly is assembly required, you know, yeah, it's coming. Cool thing about this particular unit that I liked was something different. Oof. The shelves were flat and steel and metal. And I really like that in this particular unit, so I thought that would be really good to have. I don't know how the strength is going to work out, but it's supposed to be I think it was 3,000 pounds total rated, so it should hold a lot of weight. But I would like to see how this is going to stand up on these shelves. I don't know yet. There's a lot of hardware in here. Lots of, corner brackets and whatever. So it's going to take some time to throw all this together. So I tell you what, rather than film the event, I'll throw it together and then we'll come back. I don't know. There's two things in here kind of weird. There's a pair of white gloves, so those aren't very big hands. Yeah, and there's a little hammer. I guess they don't want you hitting it too hard. I think it's got sandhead in it, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, a little plastic hammer. Looks like it was 3D printed. You can bang to poke it together. Also, in the instructions, the guy is wearing a cowboy hat. Looks like he's in Texas. Okay, so yeah, it's looking good, huh? I'm gonna cut away, and when I come back, hopefully I will have this thing assembled so we can just look at it. Oh, there's one other feature with this particular shelf unit that was kind of something different. On the one side of it is a metal pegboard, not a very big one, but metal pegboard, which was kind of cool because it was like, okay, that's a place to hang some extra tools on the side of the shelf. And I do like that because a lot of times you'll have a shelf and then open space. This way I will have a shelf, but also have some place where some tools can hang from pegboard. So yippee. Now let's see if we can put all this together. Yeah, there is a lot of it. Oh, yep. Oh yeah, crosser, bracers. More bracers. I think there's 20 of something that are bracers that probably go across these in order to help put strength in those. There is a lot of plastic stuff here. We'll cover that, I guess, when we get there. But bags of plastic. I don't see. Okay, there is a few nuts and bolts. Not a lot, but there's a few. So most of this is just almost plug and play kind of thing, I guess. But just matter of putting a few screws together, and that's probably for the upper and lower section, because I think what they did, was well, there's something I will not be able to use, but they do have some tie back kits to tie it to the wall. Might use that, I don't know. We'll see when we get there, because obviously I'll be screwing it right into the metal framing of the building or something if I decide to do that. The other thing that was kind of cool, this is 58 inches, so it's almost 6 feet, but it's 2 inches short, which I said, I've got 5 foot on center here, so I don't want to conflict into those support beams that I've got up there. And I think the shelf will be low enough, it shouldn't interfere, but if you get too close into those and you go to put a box up or something, you run into them. Yeah, bummer. So when I come back, I will have this thing assembled, so I hope. Well, I got rid of my construction wood bench I had sitting here. And I finished putting the shelf together. It went together kind of like common sense thing. It really wasn't that hard at all, but and there was very little hardware to deal with, so that was really good. But it was just the going through the paces of putting each piece together, and they include a plastic hammer. And I'm actually going to say I recommend, go ahead and use the plastic hammer. It doesn't chip the paint or anything. It does a good job of just basically nailing each of these pieces into the slots to lock everything into the shelving, because it's just that kind of thing. It's like a keyway, I think they call it, pattern. And I've seen them before in shelving. I don't like them, but it was like, I guess the bottom line was the price. The 5 feet long. It's just high enough that I can reach up here with boxes and stuff, slide boxes on them. I don't really want it any higher than this. I had looked at a unit that was 88 inches. The 88-inch shelf would have been just too high to reach up all the time. I would have needed a ladder or a step stool or something to get up there, and it would have conflicted with these support beams that we have up here. So better just, stay here, stay low. Whatever. This way I can reach up. The unit itself looks good. It's metal, all metal, strong. I like that. Also like there's no slots or anything in these. These are just flat, straight plates with reinforcement underneath each. I guess that's about every 12 inches. Total capacity is 3,000 pounds. Technically, that would be 600 pounds per shelf, which is, that's pretty good. I would put a Chevy, 350 block on this shelf or something. Not a good idea. But for the kind of tools I have, and most of the stuff is not so much heavy as it is just bulky, to be able to throw it up on a shelf like this, wood, great. I like it. You know, get it done, get it out of here, kind of thing. So this way, this will be my consumables and also any of the bulk stuff that I have. I might end up putting the long-term tools like, you know, blade sharpening, that kind of thing. You can put it up here, you know, and put up the metal cutting saw, maybe put it up here if I don't need it, sort of thing. So there'll be a place to put things up high out of the way, wood. And then the bottom shelf, I made it kind of low a little bit because that's just to slide stuff in and out of there. And again, I don't need a tall shelf, I don't think, for that. So then I spaced the other shelves out equally. So they're about, what we would call, I guess you'd call it like 10 notches per, on the keyways all the way down to give me, you know, reasonably decent level height. So I know somebody's gonna ask, right? So, okay, from here to here, you've got about 14 inches. So that's a, you know, that's a decent size to have to put stuff on. I emptied the construction bench through all the miscellaneous toys, tools up here for the time being, just in the center right here, just to get them off the bench so I can get this all cleaned up, get it out of the way, get the plywood out of here. Folded the folded the sawhorses up, and man, I think I just heard thunder or something. Wow. We got some weather coming in again. So I think it's Tropical Storm Arthur or something heading this way. I think that's just coming through. But anyways, you know, I gotta keep looking back at the price I paid. I think it's a pretty good unit for what I paid. That's really what I think. It's not so much that it's a, you know, this is not a $400 unit, so good. You know, I spent very little, and I've got all this capacity for shelving, and it looks pretty decent, and I like the features. Also, I'll put the pegboard system that came with it. I put it right here, so it's not too high. And the reason for that, again, is obviously, is just I can just put some hooks on there and hook up and, you know, hang some tools or whatever. Really didn't have any plan for that pegboard. It was like, yeah, it's a good feature. Heck yeah. Let's order that unit, and I did. And of course, it looks decent. It really does look like a decent shelving, and it seems to be, you know, nice and sturdy. So, okay. Here we'll get a little shape, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to move that. It is nailed to the wall. There's wood in the back behind where I put the pieces in, behind each of these panels of insulation. So knowing where that wood was, I shot the 2 screws in. They come with, there's a kit that comes with this, so you can nail it to a wall to, you know, sturdy it up a little bit. And that's exactly what we did. So overall, I'd say it's pretty decent, but this is why I want to keep shooting videos if I could, like every day or something, because just about every day something like this is happening. And unfortunately, we don't get a chance to shoot it, and I skip over it, and I'm like, dang, I would like to, you know, let everybody see this. So we got that out of the way. I'm glad that's out of the way. Link will be in the description below if you're interested. Over and out.